Hello, good morning. In this video, we will think about Corona and after. So, Corona is a virus pandemic. That's a disease which affected all world, and we are dealing with what is likely to happen. As we think that this and these things will happen, just thinking, at, taking into account the things, we try to see what the world will be like after the epidemic. So you see, after the epidemic means it's just like the world just reset, the earth being reset into a new start. Just like in the school we have a slate, black slate, which we wipe with some watery plant and make a fresh slate to write. It's very nice to write in a fresh slate. So similarly, all the previous our beliefs, previous situations, previous mechanisms, all gone. Just starts new. We have to write new in a slate. Sometimes it's interesting. So we see one by one what all things went off, what all things we have to go on with, what all things will be there. See, it is just like a new world coming. All the other things just went off. And the thing is that what will happen is, if these things occur, what will happen is so many families are no more. Suppose a father, nuclear family, most of the world has. So a father or mother is dead. The children, who will take care of them? I believe 30 years lost. That family, then they have to survive alone. Or a second marriage, a stepfather, a stepmother will come. It will be just like new, another life. The children's taking care, whether or not highest quality, we don't know. The previous setups are not there. And all the systems. For example, our new concept of the world is start from zero, probably. Because we have gone a lot from the nature's path, gone away from the nature's path. One thing is, we have so many microorganisms, not only corona, streptococcus, staphylococcus, so many organisms, even our own skin, our own nose, staphylococcus. On the table, there will be several organisms. In the air, there will be several microorganisms which, when get into our body, can cause disease. So one thing is our skin. Skin is intact means microorganisms cannot get in. One scratch or skin damaged, then microorganisms get in. or through mouth, mucous membrane, conjunctiva, etc. So many microorganisms can get in, not only corona. And we are coming to the 0 point where all the so-called progress is ceased to exist. Because all the people about 60 years ago followed these things, cleanliness, not coming too close with others, living in separate houses with plenty of space, wash with water daily. These things are necessary for keeping of the microorganisms from going inside the human body. But the what all things are destroyed by this, and the world is new is those ignoring these things. World ignore these things. That's the basic principles of infection or microorganism coming into the body. They are crowded. They are living in crowded conditions. In single room, there will be 4 or 5, 6 people in the foreign countries going for work. 6 or 12 people will be living in a single room in AC. So, isn't it so many diseases can occur, contaminate, that are ignored by the social systems there. That is not there now. So people will be very careful about these microorganisms, cleanliness, living space, and the business will observe this. So when the big professional colleges, where the students are there, hundreds sitting in a hall close together, when will it start again, or it will be starting with bigger facilities, one person sitting in a bench or 2 persons sitting in a bench will be better. So we don't know when that will happen. So businesses also have to be not so crowded. There should be some discipline, people movement, and going for work in foreign countries. I think it will cease for years. People will be apprehensive. Otherwise, nations will be destroyed. So the simple thing of big Gulf boom, money, going for work there in crowded conditions and saving 10 times money for that, saving to build a house, to educate their children. Just like after 85 in Kerala. It won't be there now. And the educational systems which take 1.5 crores for making a medical graduate, I don't think that will regain again. I think anyway one has to live. Everybody has to live. It's not a costly education. I think before 2005, it's about 15 years ago, there were only 600 medical seats in Kerala. Only 600 doctors coming out every year. So that every doctor had a good standard of living. There's so many less people and more demand and supply. So now it is 18,000 and more, 69,000 doctors coming out of medical colleges in all over India. So I think that will be reduced because the money to educate this or giving expense mainly Gulf. So we will have to depend on local professions, just small agriculture, big agriculture, some other businesses, shops, smaller hospitals. Big hospitals, they ignore all these things. Even hand washing of the doctors has stopped in the recent 20 30 years. In the olden times, the doctors' consultation rooms had a half door. In 80s, 90s, those antibiotics were very little available on quantity. New antibiotics were not there, so they have to take care of infection. They used to wash hands in Dettol bowl after seeing every patient, and the patient goes open the half door before the next patient comes in. He can wash and wipe in the towel on the left side of the. So nowadays only the towel is there. The half door is not there because only all the new buildings have new type of doors, and no washing basin is omitted in the most big hospitals and big buildings because the engineers don't consult the medical professions need to washing hands. Even in hotels we ignore all these things. Some people did not wash hands and they ask for spoon and fork. And sometimes they, because of the crowd, sometimes they show their hands under the water, which may not be pure, and they eat. So many diseases, death, harm, health, these things were occurring. That will stop because people are aware of this microorganism going in. It's a good lesson for the people. Next thing, the money. Some people will make money who are blessed by the nature. Otherwise, big speculations, just paper money or digital money, which is not right. It is in the paper and in the computer. That will stop. Everybody has to earn their own money by work, business, and something. Big things will stop. Travel. People will travel very less. Big planes will not be flying. Small flights. And people will be using their own cars. Being rich is good. That thought will come. They are good to themselves and they don't hurt others. They travel in their own vehicles, live in their own houses, which is maintained by them, and earn good income by being healthy and good practices. And the big nations, we don't know whether their integrity will be there or some powerful nation will overrule the needs of the other small nations which go the wrong way. We'll wait and see.